This is Topper, and welcome back to my channel, Life with Topper. Follow the Topper Now Black Flag Movement, chop, chop, chop. Well, today I'm going to be talking about writing books, how you write a book from the beginning to the end. If you got an idea for a book and you really want to write a book, you got to figure out first what type of book you're going to write. Once you figure out what type of book you're going to write, you go from there. It is going to be a fiction, a non-fiction, or autobiography, or whatever the case may be. You got to figure out the genre that you're going to actually write. Once you figure out the genre that you're going to write, the next thing you really want to do, you want to read a lot of books on the same type of book that you're going to write, because that could give you a general idea on how you want to format your book. Like, for instance, I recently just finished a book, and what I did, this was a novel. And what I really did, I basically titled every single chapter. And by me titling every single chapter, I was able to write on that subject and craft it to go into the next chapter. So that's how I structured that book. Now, when I'm writing a nonfiction, that's another story. I write them even quicker. A nonfiction book, when I'm basically coming up with an idea for a nonfiction book, which is real life, that's what a nonfiction book dealing with real reality. So what I do is, based upon that subject matter, I would think about it, I would write it, put it down, then I write the next one, put it down. Same thing, I do the same title, I do the subject matter, whatever that title is, and I write the story, put it down. Then I turn around and I get all the story and go through them and basically restructure them, page, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, so I can get the whole story out of my head and I get it on paper, and then I basically put them back together. The same thing if you're doing, I don't know how you going about writing, if you're just writing on paper or you're using a computer, use Google Docs, same thing. Once you finish basically putting everything down, you just reshuffle back everything together and put them in the proper order. That's just one way when you're writing a non-fiction book. And remember this as well too. You got to get yourself educated about writing books. 80,000 or better more words make a whole full book. Anything underneath 40,000 words is considered a novella. If you're writing a novel, or you're writing a novella, or you're writing whatever your case may be, it's page. They go by these things by page count. Now you could write short contents. It could still be a book. It doesn't matter. It could be 5 pages. It's still a book. So it's just based upon what you're writing, what kind of story you're writing, and how you want to put it down. And sometimes the best way to do that is actually get books just like the ones you want to write and read them. Read them. Trust me, you get an idea how you want to put your book down and format your book. Like, one of my books I wrote, it took me 1 month to finish the book, because I already had the idea in my head. I just need to put it on paper. Another thing you need to do, you need to get your tools. Tools meaning that you have to get yourself familiar, especially if you're writing a fictional novel. You need to get yourself familiar with the tools. Tools like, what's a speech tag? What's a beat? Speech tag is the thing right there where you say when the person's going to speak, you basically have he said or he replied, and then you have the person talking. So you have to know the terminology in the craft that you're basically writing on. That's definitely good to study, because you need to know these things. So you need to know what your speech tag is. You need to know what a beat is. A beat is just the beat of the whole entire story. Keep on moving. The beat. You got to get yourself acquainted with all these words, different words that's used to write. There's a couple different books you could get. T-Styles got a book on how to write a novel in 30 days. That's a book you need to go check out as well. There's many more other books. In my next video dealing with books, I would basically mention other books that you could actually get to actually build on your craft, to understand writing on whatever case you're trying to write. Either you're trying to write a fiction, or you're trying to write a non-fiction, or you're trying to write an autobiography. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm going to give you some books that could help you to propel whatever you need to get done. I got a lot of books coming out, and I want y'all to look for it. If you like this video, please remember to thumb button, share, comment, and follow. Appreciate it. Top chop chop, Tappa Nah Black Flag. And not only that, if you want any information on writing books, you could hit me up on IG as well. You could hit me up on Nav Law 1979 IG, and I basically reply back to you and help you whatever you need to do when it comes to writing a novel, or writing a non-fiction, or writing an autobiography. I would basically give you the best idea. Once I find out what you're trying to do, I could give you some ideas on how to go about get it done. Thanks. Appreciate it.